Welcome to the Nerd Cassette. Are we for sure live? I still have a waiting. Oh, hold on. Welcome to. There we go.
We are.
Are we for sure live? I still have a waiting. That was amazing. The delay was fantastic.
We're so sorry, guys.
Hold on. We are definitely running into some technical issues here. I think we started the live stream twice already. But anyway, fantastic. Welcome everybody to the Nerd Cassette podcast. Today we are going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 1 and a little bit about a couple of other things, maybe if we have time, if you guys want us to. But anyway, welcome everybody to the Nerd My name is Gato.
And my name is Gabe.
Be talking about Stranger Things Season 4. Now that we know it is working, welcome again to the Nerd Cassette podcast. A couple of other things, so if we have time, if you guys want us to. That was amazing. Welcome everybody to the Nerd My name is Gato.
And my name is Gabe. Can you mute your stream?
Now that we know it is working, welcome.
Or at least stop sharing your screen, I think. That's probably what's going on
If we
here.
have time, if you guys want us to. That was
There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I didn't know you hit go live on there. I thought it just streams right away.
I think we have to say sorry. We haven't done a live stream in a very long time. We used to do live streams on Season 1, and then we decided that it would be better to record them, and so we did Season 2 like that. And then our Season 3 was actually... it's when we started splitting up our podcast. And so the full podcast is available on audio through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, stuff like that. But our videos that we post on our YouTube channel, they're just smaller clips of the actual podcast. And so we ended Season 3, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
And
2, 3, yeah.
You know, if you follow us here, oh, there's a delayed echo.
Yeah, that's what I was getting that feedback when you were sharing your stream, your screen. So then I was like hearing triple audio.
Oh, well, is it still on though?
No, it's fine. You turned it off.
Oh, because of the live stream. Okay, I see. Okay, so if you follow our podcast, you know that we talk about movies, TV shows, anything nerdy, right? Nerd Cassette makes sense. And you know, Season 4 of Stranger Things came out, and to be 100% honest, I wasn't like the most excited about it. I was excited, but not like I have to watch this like now kind of thing. But my lovely wife Amber convinced me to watch it. She was like, "So can we watch it now?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, let's watch it." So we spent one night watching it. And I thought it was really good. And then I mentioned it in the podcast a couple of times. And Gabe was very hesitant, I guess.
Yeah, I was already hesitant because this was number 4.
So it's Season 4. Okay. All right. Let's go through your process. Why weren't you excited about Season 4?
So the reason why, I mean, Season 1 was great. It started and then ended. It had a clear ending, even though there was that Easter egg scene, right? And Season 2 came, and then I started already seeing the pattern that it was just a repeat. You got the same bad guys, same story structure. Kids have to defeat the monster. Season 3 comes, more or less the same thing, just a bigger monster. So Season 4, I was going into it thinking, oh, here we go, just another cash grab or whatever, a repeat.
Right, like it's gonna be the same thing all over again.
Yeah. But I gotta say, Season 4 is better than Season 1.
100%. I 100% agree with that. I mean, Season 1, I feel like it was one of the first shows that took us back to the 80s, in a nostalgic storytelling way. And and I think that was part of the charm. That's why I think a lot of people liked it. I mean, people that didn't live in the 80s, I mean, they're seeing a glimpse into the past, right? And people that lived through the 80s are seeing their memories. They see trends that were, popular back in the day and whatnot. So I think it's like it did a really good job at catering towards all audiences. And I really like that about that show. And then obviously you bring in the mystery factor, and it's like believable to an extent, right? Like it's a well-constructed story. The world building was great, and it was just so good. I loved season 1. It definitely got me hooked, and it definitely left me wanting more. So knowing that there was going to be a season 2, and when it came out, I was really excited. I think we did a marathon here because Netflix does that thing where they just release all of the episodes at once.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, we had a bunch of friends over, and we watched season 3 all in one go in a marathon. Season 2 was all right. I mean, I think there's a lot of good things in it, a lot of cool development and whatnot.
It just was a bigger monster. That's all it was, though.
What was the monster in season 2?
It was that giant giraffe thing.
The giraffe. It was the mind flare.
Head. Yeah, the mind flare.
It was the mind flare, but it was like
even
it ended
because it was hinted at with the Demogorgons were like the little things, right?
Yeah.
And then the mind flare was like this big boss, and so finally we get introduced to it in season 3, which is pretty cool. But then it's just like the same thing as Demogorgon, right?
But and you have them all. The same thing?
That's it. I don't know. I was really bored by season 3.
Season 3, you were bored, but season 2
was I was like, all right.
Okay.
I think midway through, I was like, oh, okay. You started to see like, oh, this is what they're gonna do. You could almost sense that they were just gonna rehash it. And then when you see the Easter egg in season 2, you're like, ah, they're going to rehash for season 3.
Yeah. Okay. So with season 2, I think I liked. Okay, maybe I'm picking favorites here, but there were certain character groups that I just really enjoyed, like Steven becoming the babysitter or like the mother or whatever. I absolutely love that. And what's funny is that watching seasons 2, 3, and like 4 now. I mean, I feel like we all like Steve, right? I feel like he's a liked character. And so Amber and I started rewatching all of the seasons, and we went back to season 1. And in season 1, he's supposed to be this like bully guy, but in reality, everything he did in season 1 is still well within character. Like, he wasn't necessarily a bully. He was just, I mean, yeah, he was a bit of a jerk. But most of his actions had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, he had reason to do it, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. I've been enjoying the character development. As far as monsters in season 2, I like that it was more. I like that we got an expanded universe. It's not just one Demogorgon. It's like there's a big guy, and then there's a lot of smaller pieces. Season 3, I'm still rewatching it. We're still in the middle of it. I do like it, although the whole Russian thing felt a little far-fetched, but it kind of makes sense anyway. Like, I still accept it. And but I do agree that it was starting to feel a little repetitive. Like, oh, a bigger bad guy comes out, now we gotta figure it out, and then another big guy comes out, and now we gotta figure it out, kind of thing.
Even the bullies were repetitive. Steve, Billy, even season 4 kind of did it too, with the
jock.
Yeah, I just want to call him Chad for some reason, but
because he's a Chad.
Even though that's not his name, I know that's not his name, but the cheerleader, the basketball player guy. But yeah,
football guy. Okay, I want to go over this real quick. Episode 1. Pre-watching episode 1, what were your thoughts going into it before you knew anything? And then what were you thinking as the story progressed? And then what were your thoughts as soon as episode 1 ended? Because I want to see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to see if this is like comparable to what I went through.
So I think with season 1, it was more of like, all right, let's see what they got. It was like, okay, let's just watch what they have. And it's like, okay, I was like, all right, they're hitting the same beats. We're introduced a new bully. I did like the dynamic between what's his name? The basketball player character being part of the cool crowd, right? And so we're starting to see a divide between them too. So I was like, okay, that's a new element to the show. But it was until the end of the first episode when you see, oh wait, spoilers by the way, if you haven't figured out by now.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
When I already forgot their name. The cheerleader. What's her name? Starts with a C. Cherry or something.
Cheerleader. Kristen.
Cheerleader. Kristen.
It's Kristen.
Right? The moment we see her like do the whole exorcist thing, when her body and her eyeballs pop out, I was like, okay, all right, this is a new show. This is a new direction thing. And the thing was that people had already been telling me, okay, it's like a Freddy Krueger, it's like horror, it's a new type of thing. And I was like, all right. And so when that scene was shown, that last like minute or so, I was like, okay, I see what we're going for here. Because the violence that we saw in the end of that.
Chrissy's the name of the cheerleader.
Chrissy, okay.
I thought it was Kristen. It's Chrissy.
The violence we've seen that, I was like, okay, this is a brand new, bro. This is a whole new thing. So I started getting excited for the second one. I was like more interested. I wasn't necessarily excited, but I was like interested.
Yeah, for sure. I think okay, so here's my experience with it. So Amber really wanted to watch it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. Like I'm not against it. I wasn't like a hater or anything like that. It just wasn't my top priority. And it's been so long since I had seen any of it. And to be fair, season 3, I couldn't really remember a lot of it. I feel like I tried watching it and I fell asleep, and so I had to watch it in parts, and it was kind of like meh, you know? Didn't really care as much for it. So when we finally decided to start watching season 4, we watched the recap of season 3, or it was maybe it was all of them actually. And then
it was season 3.
Say what?
I think it was a recap of season 3
that
they showed.
Oh no! I mean, like we watched it on our own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We watched the recap of the whole series, and then to make it feel a little more flowy, we watched the last episode of season 4. So we watched
season
that.
3.
Season 3. Thank you. So we started watching the first episode. I think it was like 11 p.m. And it was like, well, it's late, but we're here. Let's do it. Let's watch it. And when the show started, it felt weird to me because, like you said, you start to see all these groups like kind of separating. You know, you got Lucas being part of the cool kids, and then you got 2 people in California or 3 people in California, and it just felt, I don't know, it felt dirty, like wrong to me. And I wasn't really sure where they were going with it. I mean, Elle lost her powers, so she's just like being all cringy.
That was weird.
She's going like, and nothing is happening. And I'm just like, this is just sad to watch. I just, I wasn't understanding the point of it until
I actually liked
that she didn't have her powers.
Maybe not the powers, but the whole idea of everyone being in different places.
Yeah, it separates it. It makes it different.
That's how life actually is. You have your group of friends, and then you know you lose contact with them, and things change.
You grow apart. I maybe that's why I didn't like it at first, because I was like, oh, it's too close to real life. It shouldn't be like that. It's a TV show. It's supposed to be my happy place. Anyway, I accept that. I enjoy it now. It was just, it threw me off at first. Then you start getting like the bells, the clock bell, and then the hallucinations, and then with Eddie, it's weird because he's getting painted as this kind of like not necessarily a good guy, but there's something about him that I was like, no, but I like this guy. I want to like this guy, so don't give me a reason to hate him. And then we get that end scene where she gets where he comes back to give her the drugs, and she's just standing there with her eyes all like whatever, and she gets possessed. And it was such a horrifying ending to episode 1. And I think it was past midnight when we finished watching it. And yeah, it was a little horrifying. I was just like, this is like a scary movie. This is like not what I expected at all. Right. Like I know there's horror elements. I just wasn't expecting it to go that far. And I loved it. Like, you know, I love horror movies, so like it surprised me. It left me feeling very eerie, and I wanted to watch more, but I was also kind of scared because I wasn't prepared mentally for it. So we got hooked right away.
Yeah. What did you like about season 4? What are some of the pros that you liked about it?
Everything about it was so good. Like at this point, what wasn't good about it? Like the distribution and characters. I feel like it was very well maintained.
Yeah.
I feel like Will's was it? Yeah, Will. What's the guy with the long hair's name?
Oh shoot.
Mike. Mike. So Mike goes over to California. He's hanging out with Will and his brother, and then there's the new stoner guy, Argyle, I think. Okay, their storyline to me was a little boring at first, until they get the FBI agents to be at their house, and then they order pizza, and then they open the door and the guy gets shot in the head. Did he get shot in the head or something?
He was just shot in the chest.
The stomach. Yeah.
Stomach, yeah.
Because he survives, right?
Yeah.
That's when it got interesting to me. But despite the slow start on that storyline, I feel like the distribution was really well made. We got the right parts, the right information given to us at the right time. And I feel like it had the right amount of comedy, the right amount of drama, the perfect amount of terror and horror and suspense. And I think the most important thing about the show was the mystery. I feel like that was the one thing about season 4 that made me like it more than the first. I should say the season 2 and 3, because in season 2 and 3, I feel like we already know who the enemy is. We know who the bad guy is, and it's just good guys versus bad guy. This is completely new. We don't know anything about it, and so that mystery, chef's kiss. Like it was really good.
Yeah, I think the moment, it was weird. The moment the moment that the chiming. So this is towards, I think, the last episode of season 4 is when they're escaping from the Upside Down, right? They're climbing through the into the trailer, into the ceiling, and then it's like a flipped world and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. The moment that Wheeler, what's her name? Nancy, right?
Yeah.
The sequence where Nancy is in the pool having to address Barb. Mm-hmm. That was the moment I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. because of the callback. Like I did not see that coming at all. Like everything else was like sort of predictable. I was like, okay. It's like, okay, bully, blah blah blah. They're gonna new bad guy, new mystery even was like sort of predictable because you need to have a mystery, right? But the moment they did that scene, I was like, holy smokes, this is amazing because not only are we had the setup with all the different characters having their own like chiming moments and their own guilt that they have to deal with, right? But then with Nancy, I was like, you did not expect that. I did not expect her to have to address that. And then they wrote it pretty well because you see her at the pool and you see her, being in the house with Steve, and then you're like, or not Steve, the brother or whatever. Or was it Steve? I think it was Steve.
No, it was Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then I was like, holy smokes. But you remember the whole Justice for Barb thing?
Yeah.
That whole hashtag thing. I feel like even though we had like the funeral, I think it was in season 3 or 2. Didn't feel it like season 2. It wasn't enough to me. Right. But the fact that they have to address it in season 4, I was like, oh, that's crazy. That was good. And then they take it a step further, and then they have Max have her own moment. I didn't see that one coming.
That was amazing. So did you see the trailers before, during, or after the show?
I think I just saw the teaser, but I never saw the trailers, the newer ones before.
I saw a few trailers, but I didn't. I didn't really remember a lot. I think the only thing I remembered was there's a scene where the kids go into the house and they're like exploring, and it's like the old house, and I was like, whoa, that's cool, right? So I knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't have any context for it because it was so long ago when they released that episode. But anyway, with my latest decision of avoiding trailers for things that I already know I'm gonna watch, I watched the trailer after, and there's a part in the trailer where you see her flying or floating, Max.
Oh wow, I totally forgot about that.
And I was like, whoa, like this is here. And then I looked at the comments, and a lot of the comments were hating on that particular part, and they were saying, oh, so now Elle doesn't have her powers and now Max gets the powers. Like, that makes no sense. And if that's what happens, then this is the worst show and whatnot. And it's funny because it had nothing to do with Elle's powers or anything like that. And it was it the end of episode 3 where she sees the clock?
I think it was,
or maybe
it was way later.
No, it was episode 2 or 3, wasn't it?
How many episodes is it? Like 6. I know it was more than halfway.
There's 7 episodes.
Yeah, it was like in the halfway point.
It was a bit heartbreaking to me. I was genuinely like, no, like there's no way they're gonna kill her. And I was preparing and I was getting sad about it.
Yeah.
And her episode, Dear Billy, which is rated 9.7 on IMDb, which is one of the highest rated episodes in anything ever on IMDb. I think it deserves it 100%. I think that episode was.
That's where they had the song too, right?
Yeah. That's where she escapes.
Yeah.
And a song that very few people knew these days, I feel. But now everybody knows.
It reached number 3 on the charts when it released. So yeah, because there was a point where I was like, wait a second, why is she listening to a song that wasn't popular, right? And then I had this whole discussion with Brittany about nostalgia, because now the song isn't nostalgic to the 80s, it's nostalgic to the 20s because we watched it, It won't be nostalgic. Maybe it would be nostalgic to someone that was in the 80s or whatever, but that song, apparently it was like she hit like I don't know, she wasn't It wasn't that popular. And then because of this show, she's made like at least it's like $200,000 weekly.
Yeah.
Because of the Spotify.
I heard about that. I also saw I saw a funny TikTok where this guy's like, so Top Gun is the #1 movie, and then Running Up the Hill is in the top 10, and we're in this like proxy war with Russia, and it's like 1986 literally all over again. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm like,
that's true.
How about that? Although I thought Top Gun came out in the 90s, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was 85.
I thought 89? It was 88 actually.
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
But I mean, song's a banger. I can't say that I was familiar with it until I saw the show, but the more I listen to it, the more I like it, and it's fastly
I like the rendition they did.
Yeah, it was really well made.
Like all the strings and all that stuff during her running scene. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good rendition.
Yeah. Did you ever get like anxious and nervous the way you do with like a show that you really enjoy? Where you're just
I was on my feet at the running. I think it was the Barb scene.
Oh, the end of it?
Yeah. The running I was like, okay, she's gonna escape.
But was she though? I was half expecting to start like, so I knew that it would probably fade to black. And I knew that there was gonna be like a surprise. And I was thinking we're either gonna hear a bunch of bones cracking. We're gonna go straight to the funeral, or she's gonna be alive. And I genuinely didn't know. I was I was really scared for a minute there. And I don't know, I can't remember if I was the one squishing Amber's hand or if she was squishing mine. But I do remember hand pain during that scene.
Wow, but that's how you know.
That's how you know it's good. Oh, we got a comment here. I heard that the Duffer Brothers planned that whole scene around that song, but Kate Bush is notorious for never letting TV use her songs, but she was already a fan of the show, so she said yes.
That's a good choice.
How about that? Best decision of her life.
Yeah.
Well, second best decision. The first was making that song in the 80s. But yeah, good for her. For freaking like making it big again, 40 years later? Goodness.
Imagine just like have this old song, right? And you're like, all right, it's made all its money it needed. And then all of a sudden a boost. He gets on another popular show, and now you get like more money.
Ooh. That TikTok's like a powerful engine though. Like how many songs have gone viral because of TikTok?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even A Man Without Love, that was a song in Moon Knight.
Oh, is that I was wondering, was that a popular song?
I don't know how popular it was back in the day, but the fact that it became popular now, and I feel like that song's a little bit older too. I feel like it's from the...
It sounds old, so...
50s or 60s?
Yeah.
I don't know how old that song is. But I feel like a lot of songs just go popular. But despite that, even if we had no TikTok right now, I still feel like that song, Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush, would have still made it up there, even without TikTok. I think the song is good. And I think the symbolism and the scene itself was all like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
was
Mine's an unpopular opinion. The song is great for the context of the show.
You don't think the song is good?
The song's okay. I think because I'm not a fan of those type of songs where it's just them telling a story. Because it's great lyrics, right?
Yeah.
But for me, in terms of it's not like a listenable song in the background.
A listenable song.
Like it's not an ambient song, if that makes sense. I'm the type that likes to listen to just ambient music. So like there's this playlist on Spotify that I listen to. It's a lo-fi hip hop. So it's just beats, instrumentals. And it's great for concentration. I feel like a song like that has great lyrics. It's one of those songs that you sit down and listen to, but I'm not the type of person that sits down and listens to a song. It's usually a background thing to me.
Okay, but I mean, like, I listen to lo-fi music a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it at nighttime when I like want to go to sleep. I play some lo-fi music. Sometimes if I'm cleaning or I need to do something that doesn't require like communication, I'll do it. Or like listening to anything. Like if I'm editing a video, I can't listen to that type of music. But Running Up the Hill has become a song that I can listen to at the car. I can listen to it when I do like cleaning and chores.
Chores, I could do that. Yeah.
It's even a song that I've listened to at the gym, and it gets me pumped.
Because you imagine your Max running.
Yeah, I just picture everything's red, and I'm just running up the treadmill. Except it's actually a bicycle because I don't do the treadmill anymore, or at least I don't run on the treadmill. I go hard on the bike.
Interesting.
But anyway, so that episode, Dear Billy, is the top-rated episode. But which was your favorite? Was it the?
I think the last episode. Yeah. Because it's such a great cliffhanger, and it was funny because when they got into the Upside Down, right? And then I saw Billy.
Oh no, that was this. Oh no,
that
right.
was.
I think that was
the last one, right? But they got there, and I started questioning. I was like, "What is the Upside Down?" Right? I was like, "How do you define an upside down? What time period is it? Is it a snapshot? Is it a 1-to-1 mirror of what's happening on the other side?" Because I was telling Brittany, I was like, okay, let's say the police station was being built. Was it being built in the upside down at the same time? Like, was there planks of wood just floating and just assembling this building? I was like, how does this even work? And it was funny because I had this question throughout the whole sequence, and then they address it. And the whole when she looked in the diary, the moment she started looking in her diary and she saw the date, I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually addressing like a question that I didn't have until like that episode.
Okay, so they're looking for guns in her house.
Yeah.
And then they can't find them, but they find the journal, and it dates back to what
1983, I think.
Yeah, it was 1983, but was it March or
somewhere like that?
It was the day that Will disappeared.
That disappeared. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So the snapshot was taken right when he was taken, and I thought that was just a really neat detail, because they never explained the Upside Down, right? Not in seasons 1 through 3. They just said, oh, there's this place. It's upside down. It's a mirror of the world that we live in, except it's all black. So you're like, wait, what if you build a building there, or if you tear it down, does it get torn down in the Upside Down? Stuff like that.
Okay, but so here's another question, because I remember that, and I remember thinking it was cool, but is that saying that the Upside Down was created the same day Will was abducted?
Yeah, so it was a snapshot of when Will was kidnapped.
Okay, but hold on though. How is that possible? Because that wasn't the same day that Elle sent number 1 into oblivion.
That's true.
Because according to this story, Elle finds out that
it updates.
Say what?
Because I think it updates because now we have multiple holes, right? Because what's Vecna is like creating all these different rips into reality. So I'm guessing it's like it's an area-based mirror. If that makes sense. Because that's what I started questioning too. I was like, wait a second.
So Elle created. Okay, we're going with Elle created the Upside Down with her mind power. So she creates this mirror dimension where everything's completely weird, and then there's all these weird creatures. Number 1 doesn't die; he just gets transformed into Vecna. But there's also a lot of theories that Vecna is not actually he's still not the top lead in the Upside Down. He is like a captain or a lieutenant.
Still?
But the big bad is
gosh.
still.
Don't tell me that, because now I'm thinking, oh, season 5.
No.
Try to introduce it in season 5.
They said this was gonna be it. They said, and we got 2 episodes left. But I don't know. I guess I would need a little bit more context to what the Upside Down is. Like if she actually created it and then it like slowly started like catching up a little bit to those days.
No, my guess is that when Elle sent 1, right, there was an Upside Down for that area for Hawkins. When Will got kidnapped, that updated
so it starts expanding.
It expands or updates the Upside Down. It's like a server update.
But if it updates when people go to the Upside Down, why wouldn't have it updated when they went into the Upside Down?
No, because the hole was already there. Because I think. I mean,
but the holes.
Let's ignore the fact that water should have been in that quarry, but.
I mean, according to season 1, the holes that are left by the Demigorgons and stuff, they like open up, but they also disappear. Like they're temporary.
Maybe Vecna's holes are different.
Maybe we'll still get more answers in the next 2 episodes.
Probably.
I don't know though.
No, because remember there was conversation. They're talking about Vecna has a different way of teleporting than Demogorgon.
Because he's connected to the whole Upside Down. It seems like all those tentacles.
I don't remember, but yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, maybe it'll be explained. But I just like that idea because I always wondered what time period was the Upside Down. Like what snapshot was that?
Well, I mean, if it's stuck in 1983, I think that's still pretty good.
Yeah. What were some things you didn't like?
Things I didn't like. I didn't like that the town got behind Chad. When Chad goes into the council meeting, and he's like, the Hellfire Club, like they're satanic people, and they're destroying our town and whatnot, and we need to go chase them down and whatnot. And he gets all, I don't know, almighty and whatnot, and people are like, yeah, you're right, let's go chase and kill these kids or something just because they're in
the Hellfire Club.
The Hellfire Club. Yeah. And like you even got the sister, Lucas's sister, I'm sorry I forgot her name, but she's like, it's a freaking like D&D club, like they're like dweebs, and they're like, no, they're Satanists and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, it seems a little far-fetched. I feel like maybe a small handful of adults might have been behind it, but the whole town, that felt a little.
I have a feeling
they were far-fetched.
I think they were going for like the old movies, because didn't they do that in old movies? The pitchfork thing?
And it is
what they were trying to like.
This channel. Whole show is an homage to like old stuff, so I understand why they would want to do that, but that was one of the things that I didn't really like.
The sheriff didn't interrupt him during his whole speech. He's just like standing there. I'm just gonna let this kid rile up the whole community and not say anything until after.
It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. One thing I didn't like, and it really bugged me during that scene, was the light bright.
Who?
The light bright. You know, the little peg lights. You know how they communicated with the under, upside down? Nancy was using her finger to...
yeah. And how
'Cause
they did the
that's...
whole...
Yeah, that's... I mean, it's a ingenious idea. That's just not how light brights work. The light bright is one light, and it's emitting light through plastic pegs. These pegs aren't like individual LEDs, because the way it worked was that you put your hand, you squiggle it in front of a light source, then it starts to light up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The light bright is one light source. So really, if they were twiggling their fingers on these plastic pegs, they shouldn't be lighting up.
You're right. Yeah, it should be the whole thing, not just like...
Yeah.
They shouldn't be able to form letters, is what you're saying.
It shouldn't be lighting individual pegs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, actually that makes a lot of sense. That
like, it was a cool idea, right? That's just not how light brights work.
I mean, breaking it down into like scientific and like going technical with it. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it felt a little...
breaking their own rules. Let's just say that they're breaking their own rules. I'm not sure.
I feel like they break their own rules here and there, though. I honestly, I think that's fine.
I can't. That was just...
It's one of the things that you can't look over.
They should have... There's
a certain... I'm sorry, what?
Because they were just like, the way Will communicated with the mom, right, was through the Christmas
lights.
Right? They could have easily did something like that again, but nope. They had to go with the light bright.
I know. They already had the idea. They could have... Actually, would have been a cool callback to it.
Exactly, right? So, yeah. As I was watching, I was like, man. Because I was curious. I was like, wow, were light brights that advanced back in the day? Like, were they actual individual LEDs? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's just one light source connected. And the pegs are actually... The light is just passing through pegs. I was like, oh, well, whatever. It's funny because now I'm thinking, how did they do it on the show? They probably had individual LEDs for every peg. As in the production behind the scenes, that's how they did it. Knowing full well it's not how it works.
You know what's funny though? With that same scene is in the normal upside, the normal side up, whatever. Like in real life, whatever. They have the board, right? And the people in the upside down, they're supposed to be using their hands or something to shape the letters.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't know how big this machine is. All they see is a little like glowy thing indicating that there's something there. But how do they know exactly how big to make the letters to make it readable for the other people? And so that's where I was like, how do they know? And like, I mean, we do things in real life anyway with lights and stuff like that. And we're like, hey, can you read what I'm spelling? And we'll like do like with lights and whatnot, like a laser
with a camera. Yeah, with the...
And it's so hard to read what people are spelling, and they just get it in a first go. Like, oh, that's what they said. So yeah, I mean, I guess nitpicking at it, like, yeah, it's a little unrealistic, but
yeah, I mean, like,
it's still a cool idea. It's
a cool idea, really smart idea. Just I don't know. Maybe they could have used the TV instead, because those are, I think CRTs were individual lights. But anyway, that's another topic. Nitpick. Mm-hmm. I think the other nitpick was the Russian subplot. It was as if, because I started noticing, like, it's like the parents they don't notice their kids are gone like 24/7. And then you have the mom flying to Russia, not knowing the kids are like doing all this crazy stuff. But every time like the Russian subplot came on, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I guess it's a break time, bathroom break.
See that's kind of how I felt with the Will and
Yeah, that's
Mike
true. The Will and
subplot.
Mike sequence was just not my favorite. Like Will being jealous, and then that was kind of weird. And then Mike like brushing him off and stuff like that, and I don't know.
It just felt a little out of place.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the scene where they went to the girlfriend's house, Dustin's girlfriend's house, and you see all the kids and
That was pretty funny. That was a pretty funny sequence.
Did you feel right at home?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The hacking
That's how we all
scene.
are here, right?
Of course, the hacking scene. If you want to nitpick about that one, her able to look up IP addresses and GPS locations.
This is taking place in 1986.
Yeah.
I thought the internet was invented in like 1992 or 1994.
I think it was an early, because she did say, the internet it's going to be a big thing, right? Because the internet did exist in terms of like a military usage, where it was just a bunch of military computers that were connected through phone lines. So that was like the earliest like form of the internet. Yeah, so it's believable.
I mean, she is supposed to be a genius, so I don't have any issues with it. I don't know why they don't just tell her what's going on and they still keep it a secret. I guess it adds to the tension of the story that she needs to help him out without knowing that she's actually like saving the world, even though if I'm saving the world, I would like to know that I'm saving the world. But
yeah, because she's all like feeling guilty about changing grades and whatnot.
I know.
If
like, she only knew that she saved the world, what, twice now? Or was it 3 times? No, I think it was twice.
Is that the definition of a machina? Ex machina?
No. Ex machina is when it's like imminent danger. I'm about to die. There's nothing around me that's gonna save me. And suddenly it's like, arrived. I'm here to help. I came out of nowhere just for the specific reason of saving your life. That's an ex machina.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think.
Another neat idea I loved was what?
Oh, I thought you heard a little squeaking sound.
No. Another idea that I loved. I guess we can start talking about the whole one plot, right?
Like the biggest plot twist of the whole reason we're doing it.
Yep. I started getting suspicious when we started seeing him. And the moment he started talking about one with Elle in the rainbow room, I was like, oh, he's number one.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, I had a conversation with him for hours. I was like, don't lie to us, show. You're trying to hide the fact that you're number one. But the detail I loved was it was perfect where you couldn't tell he was Vecna, right? Because everything that was happening, right? The mom died, and when they tried escaping the house, the kids were on the ground. So you didn't suspect the little boy being one, let alone him having the powers, until he says, I am number one, and he was in the family. And then I was like, wait a second, but he fainted, so how is he number one? And they go to the shot with him where he has the blood and he faints. I was like, great, that's great writing right there.
Okay. I knew he was number one. Same time. The moment he brings up number one used to be this kid, blah 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 blah. I'm like, it's probably him. Especially after we see the way like the guards treat him and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, he's probably number one, and he's been like sedated somehow, like their powers, like that. It just, you get it right away. So that wasn't a surprise. The connection of making him the little boy blew my mind. I didn't see that coming. And then the way he gets sent into the Upside Down and he turns into Vecna, that was like a plot twist upon the plot twist.
I know, right?
Because it was just like I still think it's one of the best plot twists we've ever seen. It's one of those things that I don't think anybody expected, like, at all. I mean, the fact that we're watching the show, and I want to know who figured it out before it was revealed. I bet no one did.
Yeah. I mean, I already knew that Elle wasn't the one that killed everyone because they were like really emphasizing it, and I was like, maybe that's not what it seems. And then I was thinking, the moment one was revealed, I was like, oh, it was him that killed everybody.
I thought it was a leftover from the Demigorgon. I thought maybe that she created the portal and the Demigorgon came through and the Demigorgon killed everybody. And then it disappeared and then Elle was left alive. And that was my thought process, is that...
Oh, I see what you mean.
It wasn't number one that killed all of the kids, but a Demigorgon coming through and killing everybody, and then Elle just kind of happened to survive. But yeah, then I guess that in itself was another plot twist for me, is because I didn't even know that number one had killed everybody. So
when did you watch the show?
We watched it about a week after it came out.
Did you get that that disclaimer before the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did too.
Yeah. And I saw the disclaimer about the kids getting killed and stuff like that. And I get it. I mean, I saw that first scene was brutal, dude. I was like, I can see why they would release the disclaimer, and I can see how people might find this a little too much. Condolences to all of those real life people.
Like, it made me start to think. I was like, how desensitized are we? Because I think it didn't hit me until we saw that scene. I was like, oh, this is what is the difficult scene, right? And if they didn't have that disclaimer, I probably would have watched that and said, oh, okay, been whatever. But the fact that it did happen in real life, and then you start to realize the reality of it, that kind of adds more weight to the scene. But then I was like, man, why should something that happens in real life make me have more emphasis, more feeling towards a scene because it happened? And I was like, shoot, maybe we're just getting more desensitized about it. Violence,
I feel like we are, but I think it's important for us to realize that this is not something new. I don't think it's just us, our generation, being desensitized, because, I mean, look at I feel like the 80s was prime horror fest.
True.
The movies that came out in the 80s that were like horror and suspense, they were bloody, they were gory, they were messed up to the max. I mean, have you seen The Thing, the original?
I have not. I've seen clips of it though.
You see a guy's chest open up with teeth and clamp on somebody's arms, and the arms get ripped off. And then they try to kill this guy, and then they rip the head apart, and you see the whole neck skin like getting all, like ripped. And then the head comes to life and it starts hunting them down. Dude, horror movies in the 80s were horrifying. So if there's any desensitizing, sorry, it started in the 80s. And if we're desensitized to stuff, I think it's our parents' fault for letting us watch all those movies.
Because it was funny when kids. It was when the scene where it was like the flashback of the family, and then you see the crib being on fire and you hear the baby. I was like, holy smokes, we're going there, This is some scary stuff. I mean, having a kid myself, it's like, holy smokes, you can kind of like connect. But this season, man, is just a whole new level. I feel like, do you remember the show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
I feel like seasons 1 to 3 were like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then now season 4 is like an actual horror film.
Like an actual Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, right. Oh man, what'd you think of the monster design?
Okay. At first, I didn't like it. At first, I thought it was too
Cheesy.
human-like,
Yeah.
and I also didn't like. I didn't like that the monster was revealed to us like before the
So
show even came
early.
out.
Yeah, no, I am.
I
Yeah,
was like, well, what about the mystery of it? You know, like, sorry, I'm trying to focus my camera here. Don't mind me.
they
Man,
showed
my
it a
camera's
little
really.
too early, I think. Especially
Um,
for the first victim. It was, or no, it was the second victim. I think we see him, right?
no, Chrissy. You see her with Chrissy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's like running away, and then you see his
Oh, in
feet
the house. Yeah,
and
that's
stuff like
right.
that. Yeah, and then we totally see him in the first season. But um, so at first I thought it was too early. I was like, we should have kept a little bit of mystery with the bad guy. Like it would have been cool. And you know what? It would have been cooler to not know what the monster looked like before the show came out. Because then you're seeing these things in the first episode, and I feel like it adds to that suspense because you don't know what you're looking at until the very end of the episode. But knowing, like, seeing the picture of Vecna before the show came out, I feel like it kind of ruins that a little bit. But at the same time, because of that plot twist that we get at the end of the show, I feel like it was, excuse me, I feel like it was okay for them to show it.
And I think we knew. I think everyone knows going into it. Oh, there's another bad guy.
Well, here's what I think though. Like now, like thinking about it just now, I think the reason why they did that is because they wanted people to know that we're not fighting another Demigorgon or the Flayer, the
That's
Mind
true.
Flayer. I think they were purposely saying we need people to know that we got a new monster and it's unlike anything we've seen, so that we can get them interested in it. So honestly, I don't think it was a bad tactic on part of Netflix to show us a full-on picture of Vecna before we even knew anything else. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. Not bad.
Wait a second. Didn't the
Yeah.
trailer show whatever happened to that guitar scene on the bus?
I think that's coming up.
Huh. They tease you with it in the trailer and
there's a
then they don't
couple
even
of
show it.
there's a couple of things that are shown in the trailer that haven't happened yet, and I'm assuming they're gonna happen in one of the last two episodes.
Hmm.
The guitar scene, I remember seeing that back in the day, and I remember thinking that's weird. Why is somebody playing the guitar in the upside down? It's stupid. It makes no sense, and it kind of lowered the standards for me a little bit
Yeah,
because I
right,
didn't
right.
understand. But having seen Volume One, I'm kind of like I'm high key looking forward to that scene. I want to know what's happening now. Also, I'm a big Eddie fan, so
I wonder if it's gonna be like a whole sound thing.
like
Yeah.
attract the monsters to you or something
Or
like that.
that's like their weakness. Remember the movie Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like something like that. It's gonna be something like that.
Yeah.
That would kind of suck.
I hope not. I think it'll be some sort of distraction. Uh, I don't know. What do people think in the comments? I think we have a
Yeah,
couple
tell
of
us
people
what you
watching.
think.
What do you think about that guitar scene? What do you think is going to happen with that scene specifically? If you have an idea of how the show's actually going to end, don't tell us yet. Let's just wait until the show comes out.
Yes.
But while we're waiting for if anybody wants to comment, I do have some questions here. Thank you to some of our followers on Instagram. Um, so let's go through some of these questions. Yeah. Um. Oh. Okay. The fir- Sorry, it's just really funny. The first question is, did you know there will actually be 5 seasons? They just announced it. And I but did they really just announce 5 seasons, or are they just referring to volume 2 as season 5?
Maybe
because
that's what they meant.
technically we are getting two different sections of it. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
That kind of
Okay,
kills it for me.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
okay, but hold on though. We have 2 episodes left. We have the first episode is supposedly an hour and a half, and the second episode is supposedly 2.5 hours. We're getting two technically movies to finish season 4. What if we get the best cliffhanger out there though?
Mm. Mm. No.
Okay.
This needs to end. People, this
I
needs to end. Stop wanting more. It's 4 seasons.
but we just got Eddie though, and Eddie's cool.
Is it gonna be
Okay,
Billy again?
listen.
He's gonna die.
Oh, Billy's gonna come back to life. Dude, I originally thought Vecna was Billy reincarnated.
That was true. Yeah, I did think
That
that
was
too.
actually my thought, is
That
that
was a
Billy
cool
came back
cameo,
from the
by
dead.
the way.
Yeah. Dude, Billy is such an excellent actor. I freaking hate him in this show, but then him as a person, he's like super nice. He's really funny.
I can't help but see him as the governor from Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you remember that? He just
Yeah,
looks like
the
him.
curly hair. Yeah, for sure. Oh, here we got a comment here. Eddie is going to play the Puppet Master by Metallica. I look forward to that because I do like that song. How did you how do you know that? Like, is there an Easter egg, or did they announce it or something?
I wonder if
That's cool though.
doesn't he play like 3 notes of this song or something? I don't know.
No, he's in a band. You can see him playing.
No, he
Remember
plays
when?
in the trailer. I think it's you hear the song he plays for a bit.
Oh,
Unless
okay, my bad.
Unless he looked it up or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Next
Oh,
question.
my thoughts on season 5. I want it to end. I feel like they're headed towards a really good ending in season 4. And I hope it ends and the season 5 thing is just a rumor. If that is not true and they do in fact do or make a season 5, it better be really good. It better have the best cliffhanger I've ever seen in my life to make me want more. But other than that, I'm happy with the way it's headed right now. Okay, next question. Do you think Karen Wheeler is involved at all? She
The
is the
mom?
only parent besides Joyce getting. Oh wait, hold on. Why can't I see? Oh, sorry. She's the only parent besides Joyce getting screen time / attention.
Seems far fetched.
Well, how would she be involved though? Like, are we talking about involved?
The
Like
government
with the
or
good guys, with the bad guys? I don't think so. I think her purpose is just to show us that the parents exist, that the kids are not always literally just running around without any supervision. I think it's a good way of grounding the characters to a real life family. Even though the kids still go running around without parent supervision all the time.
Yeah. Next question.
Well, we got a comment here. Most of Stranger Things follows the D&D game. So the D&D game in episode 1, Dustin rolls the dice and loses. That's cool. I'll have to pay attention the second time I watch it because I'm about to watch it again. That's cool. That's cool. Good detail. Okay, next question. R.I.P. Fred. He isn't getting any attention. Who's Fred?
Who's Fred again? Fred.
I don't know. Yeah, are you gonna look it up?
Yeah. That is the guy who dies in the glasses. He's the second victim. He dies on the road.
Oh yeah, in the middle of the road, and he's like nobody cared.
Yep.
Well, he was kind of cringy anyway. He was a little conceited, in my opinion.
Nice
but
guy. Okay.
yeah, he's all right. He was all right. Okay, got a couple of comments here. So, what if Karen is Victor Creel's daughter slash 001's sister? Wait, wait, no. If
One
Karen is Victor
sister.
Creel's daughter,
That
no,
could be
because
interesting.
she died, didn't she?
We don't know. She just fainted. That's it. We didn't see her do that.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would
Ooh,
be, yeah. Okay.
it would
Okay.
be. I don't know if they do something interesting with it. Another like nice plot twist like that. I think that would be really cool. So all in all, season 4 is going to be the Infinity War of Stranger Things. I agree. I think
You mean we're gonna have an
well
end game? Dang it. Well, maybe volume 2 better be the end game. Let's hope.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay. Next question. Fred is the Barv equivalent.
Okay. What about
Like
Barb?
doesn't get any love from like Barv died, but I feel like Barv got a lot of love afterward, and people were like,
The fact that
justice
she
for
was addressed in season 4, I think that's good. That's good enough. Now we're actually getting justice for Barb. You know.
I
Even
mean,
though Nancy doesn't die, but
yeah, but things like we still have 2 episodes left, so there's still a lot that could happen. It's 4 hours of content that we're still gonna watch in a week and a half. What if 00 or what if number 1 is no, just making sure the stream resumes here. It should, but yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, the question was what if number 1 is 11's dad? I don't think so. I think that might be too many connections.
yeah, that'd become too convenient in terms of it becomes like this family affair opposed to like an actual giant being.
Okay,
Actually, I guess
so
it would make sense.
I got a question here and I got some comments here that are actually connected. So the question is, do you think a main character will die? And then here on the comment section we have pretty sure Steve is going to die and Will for sure.
Will?
I mean, Will's being haunted this whole time. So,
Has he?
Okay, I don't know. I haven't done any research because again, with the whole avoiding trailer stuff to avoid spoilers, I haven't looked into it. I haven't seen any videos regarding Easter eggs or what do you call them?
Analysis or stuff like that.
Yeah, like analysis and stuff like that. I haven't seen any of that. So I don't know how we would get to that, to Steve or Will dying. I don't know what connections lead to that. Personally, if anybody dies, like I wouldn't be surprised if a main character dies. I don't know.
I mean, we were expecting Max to die already, so
yeah, I kind of expected Max to die. And in a show like this, I think one of the things writers like to do is kill a loved character because it makes their sacrifice, or hopefully a sacrifice, like very valuable. Kind of like what we got with
Billy.
No, well, yeah, Billy too, but I was thinking more of a Sean Bean.
Oh,
Not Sean Bean. Samwise Gamgee. What's his name?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin. But what was his name? His character's name?
I don't know, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, we got a comment here again. If anyone dies, I think it'll be Hopper or something. But I hope no one else dies. I'm too emotionally attached to all of them.
I think
I agree.
If they want to do season 5, hopefully that. If they really want to do season 5, they would have to end season 4 with them losing like the battle, which means losing somebody, kind of like what the comment was saying about Infinity War. It's just like a dreadful ending. That way they can bring it back up. But I don't know. mean, given it is Netflix and they just canceled a bunch of their shows, so I wouldn't be surprised
if they wanted to do something else. Sean Austin's name was Bob Newby. That's right. That's his death. He only lived one season, and his death was meaningful enough to me. Everyone forgot about Will's birthday, so if Will gets close to Hawkins, Vecna is going to get him. This is true. In season 1, we find out that Will's birthday is March 22nd, and I think it was episode 1 or 2 of this season. I think it's mentioned that it was March 22nd or something like that, and nobody. Yeah, it's when they're roller skating. It was his birthday, which makes it even
wow.
It makes it even sadder that Mike didn't even like.
Well, when you get a girlfriend, that kind of happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Okay, I got another question here. How do you think the Mind Flayer and number 1 are connected? So this is what I was saying. Like, I think the Mind Flayer is technically still out.
What happened to them? Did it get sent back in season 3?
Well, because like we get the flesh version of it in our world, but I don't think it's dead. And in fact, I mean, I'm gonna look a bit of a hypocrite here, but I did see, it wasn't on purpose, okay, but I saw a clip where we see a little bit of the next season. Or maybe it was a trailer. Maybe it was one of those scenes.
They just released a trailer, didn't they? For the
They have, but no. You know what? It's a shot from the first trailer. Same trailer where you see Eddie on the guitar. There is a scene where somebody looks at this like glass case, and you see the dust like flying around.
Okay.
And I think that's Vecna. I think that's the Flayer. Because that's how the Flayer appears to Will in the Upside Down when he gets into his body. And in fact, when Will is possessed and they expose him to all the heat, it gets out of his body in the form of like this black dust.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. Interesting.
If there's a connection, I feel like the Mind Flayer might be like a big boss. Or maybe they're like just working together for a common goal. Comment here. Steve is going to die, and Nancy is going to say, "You're stupid, Steve Harrington," and he is going to say, "You're beautiful, Nancy Wheeler." Nancy's beautiful in certain shots, but there's other shots where she is not beautiful. She's like the shadow girl from Seinfeld, where like lighting effects, how the person looks like. That's how Nancy Wheeler is to me. There's some shots where I'm like, yeah, she's kind of cute. And then there's others where I'm like, ugh. Sorry, that's really mean, but that's how I feel about her.
No, yeah, she's not, I don't know. She just doesn't. Is she eating? I don't know.
She's eating celery.
But yeah, it was when I saw this meme where it's Nancy and the boyfriend, Jonathan, the actor, standing. And the meme says, if oh my gosh, Tim Burton made these are Tim Burton characters in real life.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah. Any more questions?
The Mind Flayer is in Russia, and the Russians have the Demogorgon, or however you spell it. You're right. I think that might be true. I mean, they had didn't the Russians also have a
Demogorgon?
Not just the Demogorgon, but weren't they also trying to open up a portal up there as well?
I thought that failed because of the machine.
Oh, right. And then they went to the US. That's right. Okay. Question. Who is your favorite Stranger Things character, and why is it Steve Harrington?
I'd say Eddie's my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah. Which is strange because he's the newbie, right? Usually you'd be attached to one of the originals, but Eddie's pretty cool.
Like I said, I like Eddie. Since episode 1, I wanted to like him. Like, I liked them, and I was just hoping that there wouldn't be a reason for me to have to dislike him. So I really like him. I think he's very genuine. Like, his character is very genuine. I like Steve Harrington. I do like Steve Harrington a lot. But I think I like him because of his dynamic with Dustin. I think that's what makes it for me. That's what makes me like Steven so much. And he's just it seems like he's become more selfless as the series continues on. And so yeah, I think between the dynamic between Steven, Dustin, and Eddie as a solo character. Which is funny because Dustin and Eddie are also good friends. And so now we have this triangle of friends that I just...
Friendship triangle.
I'm here for it. What about you guys in the comments? Dustin all day. Okay, we'll move on. We've got one more question. This is a good question. Who would you kiss, kill, and marry? Dr. Brenner, Vecna, or a Demogorgon?
Oh my god. Those are hard choices. That's very hard choices. Mary. Kill all of them. I was gonna say Dr. Brenner, but I was like, he abuses children, so no. But then you have a Demogorgon that kills children. That's a hard one.
I would marry Dr. Brenner because if I'm gonna be with somebody forever, I'd rather it be a human, even if it's a sick human.
But he abuses your children. Makes them call you daddy.
Oh, gross.
Or papa.
I'll be like, I'm your papi.
Demonetized.
No, don't. YouTube are good people. I would kill Vecna and kiss the Demogorgon because I feel like a Demogorgon as a baby is not that ugly. Like, do you remember the little baby Demogorgon that Dustin finds? Like
a pet?
Yeah, like I kiss it as long as it's not trying to kill me with its flower mouth. I think I'd be okay to give it a little kiss on the forehead or something. See, I think that is it for questions. Let me see if I got any other questions on my other. Well, anybody in our comments, do you guys have any questions or any more comments as far as season 4? What's happened so far in volume 1?
Yeah. Let us know if you still like the live format, considering all the technical difficulties we've been having. Tell us if you prefer the recorded version or if the live version is better.
Let's see. Did you notice the number 27 being referenced often? That's a shout out to Stephen King's It.
Did not notice that. That's pretty cool.
No, I usually look up, or not look up, sorry. I look for the number 42. 42 is mentioned in a lot of movies and TV shows because of that book, the answer to life and happiness and everything else or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
42 is a day. 27 is also another important day number that gets mentioned a lot. In fact, isn't there a movie with Jim Carrey about the number 27?
It's 23, actually.
Oh. Well, good memory.
I looked it up, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I would have
but it is funny because 27, it's the number of years. I mean, he's literally saying Stephen King's It. Yeah, 27 years between its coming. And I feel like there's another reference out there that has to do with the time in which these things come out, and I can't think of it right now. But again, it's something else I'll have to like look for the next time I watch season 4. Okay. Yes, I am out of questions.
Should we talk about Kenobi for a brief minute or so?
Brief minute. Well, okay, so I haven't seen it.
I'll give you the non-spoiler.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last episode. But yeah, tell me your thoughts.
I should have watched that before the finale of Stranger Things. Because it totally overshadows Stranger Things. It totally overshadows Kenobi.
Yeah.
And the finale wasn't that amazing.
Yeah. I kind of figured.
We did talk about stuff, right? And I'll say it lives up. That's all I will say. All the stuff that we talked about, it kind of lives up to it.
Okay. When the first 2 episodes came out, I liked it. I actually really enjoyed them. I had my issues with it. I think everybody did have the same issues. And then episode 3 came out, episode 4 came out. Episode 4 was really bad in my opinion. I was bored out of my mind. I was like, what is the point here? Like I don't get the plot of the whole series anymore. It's not what I expected. Yeah. Episode 5 in my opinion was a little bit better. But I saw that the season finale is only like 51 minutes long, and I don't have high hopes for that to be like amazing.
Don't expect too much is all I'm gonna say.
I'm enjoying the ride. There's a lot of things that I do like about the show, and I'm gonna be honest. The one thing that Disney does get right about Star Wars is Vader. I think they do a good job at portraying like a bad A Vader. Like in Rogue One, holy crap, that was like amazing. Vader in the Clone Wars season 7, my goodness, he's amazing. And I feel like the little bits and pieces that we get of Vader in Obi-Wan, I feel like they're pretty good. Like his bits are the thing I like about the show.
But yeah, that's all I want to say about Kenobi.
Okay, we'll keep it at that. I'll watch it later tonight or tomorrow or something, and maybe we can talk about it in season 4 of a Nerd Cassette when we come back. If we do a season 4.
Oh man. But guys, tell us what you think of Kenobi or Stranger Things season 4. Write in the comments. Maybe you're watching this after the live event. Just write in the comments below and maybe we'll address it in the next season. Maybe. Or maybe we might surprise you with another live show. But yeah, let us know while you're down there. Hit the like and subscribe. Share it. All that good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you for all the questions. Those were some really good questions. So thank you so much for saying those out. Yeah, stay in touch. Let us know what you think of the episodes and everything. And let us know what kind of stuff you'd like us to talk about later on. We're taking a break for the summer. But hopefully we'll see you back at the end of summer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Yeah.